Good morning to all. We, students of Christo Jayanti College, Bangalore, Department of Management, would be presenting the topic of mortgage prepayment risk. I, Deepa Ahmed, would be joined by Amandeep Singh and Merin Leena Cherian. So moving into the introduction of the topic. Mortgage prepayment refers to the prepayment of the principal amount in the mortgage loan before its official due date. This prepayment involves both advantages and disadvantages. When talking about mortgage loans, there's generally two parties involved. There's the lender and the borrower. The borrower stands to save a significant amount of money by repaying the principal early and avoiding further interest payments. The lender, however, stands to lose these said interest payments. So it stands to be a huge risk for them, and the interest risk turns to be significant in the mortgage market. Mortgage prepayment risk refers to the potential risks that lenders face when it comes to mortgage loans. The lender, in this case, stands to lose the interest payments due on the repayment of the principal by the borrower. While prepayment risk is relevant in multiple types of borrowings, the risk is most predominantly visible in mortgage borrowings. To take an example to better understand this topic, for example, a loan of 10,000 rupees has been taken by Shyam, and the loan has a 5% interest rate on the face value of the loan. Shyam has to make annual interest payments for 4 years, and at the end of these 4 years, he needs to repay the principal amount and also pay interest for the 4 years. Now, in this case, since it's 10,000 at 5%, the total principal plus interest would be 12,000 rupees. Let's say Shyam has the option to repay the face value before it actually falls due, which is at the end of 4 years. Let's say Shyam can pay it off at the end of the first year, and he can skip or forego the second, third, and fourth year payments. In such case, the lender ends up only receiving 10,500 rupees instead of 12,000 rupees. So out of the 2,000 rupees interest he needs to receive, he only receives 500. So he loses out on 75% of the interest that is due to him, only due to the fact that the borrower repaid the principal amount earlier than he should have. Next, moving on to the objectives. What are the objectives of this study? The first one is to understand the working of mortgage prepayments, what they exactly are and how they work, and what their implications are. Next is to understand the concept of mortgage prepayment risks. With mortgage prepayments, with the prepayment of the principal amount at a premature date, there comes certain interest risk, and that is what we try to understand in this study. Moving on to the next slide.
A literature review is an overview of the previously published works on a specific topic. For our research work, we've collected 2 literature reviews. They are a study on mortgage prepayment risk by Simon Perry, Stuart Robinson, and John Rowland in the year 2001. The study is fixed on analyzing the behavior of borrowers who purposefully prepay their loans and therefore excluded borrowers who defaulted. Further, borrowers habitually choose to prepay parts of their loan prematurely. Perry, Robinson, and Rowland have analyzed the relationship between a number of potential drivers of prepayment behavior and developed models that predict prepayment behavior. Second literature review was on default and prepayment risk in residential mortgage, which was given by Michael Lacour Little in the year 2007, that focuses on an agency problem encountered by mortgage lenders and investors in mortgage-backed securities when the underlying collateral is originated by third parties. Research methodologies. Research methodology consists of a variety of things. As such, area of study. The area of study is curbed to money lending companies and institutions. Methodologies include types of research design and data collection methods. Types of research design. The proponent will conduct explanatory research to collect data regarding the concepts and working of mortgage prepayment, impact of prepayment drivers, etc. Data collection method. Data is collected from secondary sources, which includes the concept and mechanism of mortgage prepayment risk, the impact of prepayment drivers, etc.
Findings. Findings tells us about the principal outcomes of a research project, what the project suggested, revealed, or indicated. This usually refers to the outcomes of the project rather than the conclusions or recommendations drawn from them. Mortgage prepayment is primarily based on two key drivers which cause mortgage owners to prepay their loans prematurely and is essential in understanding mortgage investments and interest risk. It includes two main factors: turnover. Housing generally changes ownership at a constant baseline rate. These sales are due to homeowners moving, upgrading, downsizing, or reducing debt burdens. This is called housing turnover and is the relatively stable and predictable component of mortgage prepayment. Second one is refinancing. This is a more volatile driver and can have a far greater impact on prepayment rates than turnover, depending on market conditions. As mortgage rates fall, homeowners have an increasing incentive to refinance, thereby reducing their monthly payments. One of the most important factors impacting the prepayment is refinancing due to its lower rate of interest. With a fall in long term interest rates, mortgage rates also fall, due to which prepayment tends to increase during falling interest period. At this time, borrowers take advantage by refinancing higher mortgage rates with lower mortgage rates. On the contrary, when rates rise, fewer borrowers refinance their loans. Conclusion. The purpose of this research was to understand the concept of mortgage prepayment and mortgage prepayment risk. Based on the study conducted, it can be concluded that there are both advantages and disadvantages to the mortgage prepayment. Lenders tend to lose on future interest payment, while borrowers profit from not having to make those interest payments. Mortgage prepayment has several drivers, but one of the most important drivers is refinancing. Thank you.